Hello YouTube, how you doing out there? Just wanted to share some of my personal writing with you guys. I have written a book. As some of you may know, I study a lot. I've got a lot of information in my head. And this little bit I'd like to share, because who knows if anybody's ever going to publish my book, if I'm ever going to find an editor or whatever. So I figure I might as well get some of this information out there, some of my ideas. And I just wanted to read you a little excerpt from my book, which is called Circular Family. And this section is called Sympathetic Vibration. If a violin string is plucked, it will set other strings into vibration, sympathetically. It takes only one new vibration to rekindle the memory of others. I believe that crop formations work on this particular principle as well, even though I'm not going to focus on that right now. Perhaps somehow it was discovered, just imagine, that we are not flawed at birth. What a revelation. We are not born imperfect. Just imagine. Perhaps it's just the opposite. Each of us is born perfect, a perfect being in the image of the Creator. Perfect selves, perfect beings desiring a physical experience. That means we could all very well be spiritual beings having a physical experience instead of sentient meat. Not just physical beings trying to have a spiritual one. Now, I'm hoping that that can shift our self-concept and the perspective of our lives. Perhaps we have had many lives, reincarnation, and today the many are incarnate who bear responsibility in co-creating this realm to its experiential outcome. The winding down of this particular cycle continues to be our experience. Terence McKenna said that the Mayan calendar and the 2012 ending has to do with the maximum ingress of novelty into space-time. That's kind of cool. I was always taught that the only true sin was not using my God-given talents to serve others, right? Well, how can I get to know who I am and what my talents are if I have no concept of self-experience because I'm watching too much TV and drinking too much aspartame or whatever? As my good friend and talented Saskatchewan songwriter Jeremy Lane writes, how can I sing if my throat is filled with shame? Hey man, look, I'm so messed up, I couldn't possibly help anyone else. That's a good excuse. The idea of being perfect and still learning is a tough one. We are all so used to being wrong, limited, victimized, let down, betrayed. Negative aspects are so easy for us to identify with and vibrate with. But what about our accomplishments? Can we vibrate with what we are most proud and hopeful for? What good we offer, our talents, skills, our compassion? These are not given the same vibratory attention. And if what we focus on increases, then you can experience many people addicted to and comfortable with sheer, raw violence, self-deprecation. It's really comfortable, it seems, for some of us to wallow in how bad, wrong, old, mean, cheap, or horrible that the world is. Have you ever heard of anybody becoming addicted to joy? How would we handle such a person? How about addicted to tolerance, healthy love, or even compassion? Why does it make us feel so uncomfortable? I mean, look at our movies. We can cut the breasts off, but we can't look at them being caressed and loved, only violated and murdered. I remember as an awkward teen, I didn't know how to handle compliments. I watched how my friends would cleverly and skillfully deflect them, so I thought this was the way I'll handle it. I'll just deflect it. I'll deny it. Does anybody do that now? Somebody gives you a compliment, you just deflect it? Well, my mother told me, just say thank you. But I would feel more comfortable evading the gift. I would invalidate the one offering the compliment, make an excuse to convince them, and reinforce it to myself that it couldn't be true. Until one day I got bored copying all my girlfriends' reactions to compliments, and I simply said, "Thank you." It felt so good. It was quick and easy, fewer words needed even than my old method of handling it and explaining it away. The energy shift was my payoff. I accepted the compliment and validated the one offering it, instead of invalidating both of us. Just saying thank you felt great. Integrity, discernment, and validation of who you are feels good. Maybe that's why thank you is the only prayer you need to say. Why does it feel better to attach ourselves to anger, denial, fear, frustration, hate, or even victimhood? That feels real good. Is it just more socially acceptable to give your power away in victimhood? We could talk for days. So let's just start a new fad called joy. I was taught the way to joy is Jesus, others, and then yourself. They taught me that in Sunday school. It was full of helpful hints, Sunday school. However, this one stuck with me for a reason, because it's completely backwards. True joy, in my opinion, can only be found once one is compassionate enough for self, you, and is willing to see others, or willing to see yourself in others, and then use this unconditional love that the teachings of Jesus spoke of. If we learn to love ourselves first, we serve through our access to the love of Christ's consciousness for humanity. Charity starts at home. Be. Self is perfect. Our job is to experience self in as many aspects as we choose to, using our internal discernment to draw to us experiences we need for wisdom collection opportunities or soul growth. And we're doing that collectively, all together now as a species. I refuse to accept that every human is born bad. Perhaps the concept has outlived its usefulness. We all come in with free will, free to experience self in whatever form we choose, there being one simple law to go by: treat other life forms the way you would be treated. Life is eternal, as energy is never destroyed, but transformed into another form. There's nothing to fear. We are. We always have been. We always will be. We have eternal life. If it is true that our thoughts create our reality, then it is time to wake up, grow up, and be up for some new thinking. And that's all your time I'm going to take today. I hope that gave you a little boost, and I hope you're doing well out there. Peace out. I love you. Stay subversive. Don't get chipped.